Hey guys, this is Keepo777, and this is going to be a slightly different type of video because I'm working with a new movie maker, video maker program, and I just wanted to try it out for this time and probably next time, but I wanted to see exactly how everything worked and to see if this would actually be a better way of making videos. In this particular video, this is me pruning my goji berry plants, and as you can see, this is the first plant. And I will be starting to prune it right now in the video. I just wanted to show you that the actual plant is actually coming back from being dormant, and it just recently went completely dormant, losing all its leaves, and it seems like as soon as it loses leaves, it's busy putting its leaves back on. So it's, the first plant to lose, let's see, it's the last plant to lose its leaves and the first plant to put its leaves on. And should be starting the pruning process. I think right now I'm just showing you guys how it looks. And as you can see, there's a bunch of branches, and it's pretty, I guess you would say, crazy or unmaintained. And so, as you can hear, let's see. Yeah, you can hear I'm starting to actually prune it, and then I'll show you me pruning it. And the trick that I usually do is I prune. Sorry about that. I prune the ends of all the branches, and the reason I do that is to promote branching. And if you don't do that, then it's just going to grow taller, as from what I have read and from what I've learned. And so let's see, and what else? So the main part with goji berries is that you want to kind of bring them down, trim them down, and just make sure all the ends are clipped, and that'll promote more side branches, which would in turn promote more fruit production. And also I'm just getting rid of any branches that are kind of too far out, and any dead branches, which I will try to point out in this video. It's going to be kind of hard to see because it's a smaller screen that I'm looking at. And I don't know if you can see right there in the background, but you see the branch I'm cutting right now, it has thorns, and they're pretty long. They look kind of like branches, but they are thorns, so you have to be really careful when you're pruning goji berry plants in their, I think, second to third year, because they have really long thorns and they're pretty sharp. And you can't really go as quick as maybe you would like to. You have to kind of take your time, watch out, and try not to get cut by the thorns or punctured. And as you can see on some of these branches, you can actually see new growth, leaves coming out of the side of the branches, the nodes. And I believe this one I cut right now is a dead branch. They seem to have like a reddish color to them, to the bark. I'm not sure if that's completely accurate, but it seemed from my experience that any branches that were slightly red on the bark were dried and dead. So that might be a tip, or it might just be something that I just came across. But I'm not sure how accurate that statement is. It just seemed like that to me, because it seemed like when I would cut them, they weren't green on the inside. They were dried and dead. And now I think just a few minutes, I'm not too sure. I don't know how long I continue to prune this one, but I know later in the video I do come back to prune it just a little bit more. Just the main point I'm doing, or the main thing I'm trying to achieve, is just get as much of the ends as I can and bring it down from the top without going below the first wire or the first support. Yeah, it's a wire. And then this one is a really long side branch, so I'm gonna just cut it like right in half. Let's see if I go back up. And then on the second plant that I'm going to start on, doesn't need too much, just cut off the ends and any dried branches. But for the most part, this plant, really easy to prune. It's not that big compared to the others. It's one of the smaller plants. But as you can see in the back, right there, there is a very long main branch right here. And I'm just going to cut off the end, and hopefully it branches out more. And I didn't want to really take off too much of that one, just cut off the end so that way it branches out. And then here I'm just focusing more on the foliage, new leaves. And then I'm going to start pruning this one. I just have to, I'm kind of doing two things at once. I'm looking through the camera and I'm also looking at the plant just to see where I want to start. And as you can see, this plant in particular is probably the tallest one. As you can see, it goes past the fence line. But I do have the feeling, even though I'm cutting it down below the fence line, which is how I want to kind of keep it, just, you know, tall enough to where it's manageable, I do have a feeling it's going to grow pretty quick. New branches that go straight up, and it's probably going to go way past the fence line this year. But as of right now, this is just like a slight, I guess, maintenance of it. And I'm pretty sure as the season goes on, as it starts to grow, I will maintain it here and there. But this is just, this is really the first time heavily pruning it. And then I do think throughout the year I will prune it here and there, just to keep it in shape or keep it from getting out of control. I do find it kind of, amazing how much it has grown, or all of them have grown, just from a little seed. Little tiny seed, little tiny seedlings, and it's just, it's incredible to think that just from those little seeds, these giant plants that are probably, yeah, they're definitely taller than me now. Let's see. And then some of these I have actually saved clippings from to, I guess, propagate new plants. I'll see how they turn out. this plant right here is probably the third largest. So the one right next to it, which I'll be pruning, I think right after this. I think I finished pruning this one. I can't remember. I'm just looking back at that one. Just to kind of show you guys how it kind of looks. Honestly though, I could have probably pruned a whole lot more and not really, you know, hurt the plant. Goji berry plants are just really, really resilient to anything. Heat, drought, cold. Yeah, so now I'm working on the third largest plant. And it has like 2 main shoots, which I just cut. And then just that one branch that had a bunch of side branches, I just decided to get rid of it because it was kind of not so much in the way, it just didn't. I just wanted to, you know, get rid of some of that excess. And I'm really surprised that I really haven't had any runners. I know goji berries usually put out runners within a few years or 2 years, but I haven't really noticed any, like, I guess you would say new plants that are coming out or spreading along the ground. But hopefully maybe this year, maybe this growing season, I will see some, because it'd be nice to have this whole flower bed just filled with just nothing but gojis, or goji berry plants. And then this is the next plant, which is, again, like the second plant that I pruned. Not very big as compared to the others. But as you can see, it is putting out foliage. And this plant, which you can't really see, which I'll zoom in, it's going to get a little shaky right now because the dogs are going to jump on my right arm or left arm and make me lose focus a little, as you can hear them. Yeah. But I'm going to zoom in right now on this plant. This plant always seems to have a hard time because either the branch breaks or something eats it. But as you can see, there is some green there, so hopefully it still is able to put out a main branch. I've been really surprised that it hasn't died completely. But yeah, that's all there is of it. And for the most part, that's pretty much it. I go back to the first plant and kind of do a little bit more. Try to find some of the lower branches and cut off the ends. And I know this isn't like my typical video where I am videotaping and speaking at the same time, but I figured this one would probably be a little bit more difficult to, you know, commentate, look, cut, and focus on where I'm cutting, focus the camera on where I'm cutting. I just wanted to kind of commentate, just say what my method was in terms of pruning gojis. And the main thing is cut off all the ends, bring it down from the top. Now there are different ways to cut, but that's if you want to do like a tree formation. I know in order to do a tree formation, you would have to have just one main stem and clear any lateral branches, I believe 15 inches from the bottom. I would love to have a tree formation of a goji berry plant, but I would have to probably do that later down the line with different plants. The main purpose is to just have it branch out for me as much as possible, and just, you know, maintain it, prune it here and there when needed, and get rid of any dead branches, and just kind of keep it, you know, reinvigorate it for the season. And I believe for the most part, like when you're cutting it, it basically wakes up the plant. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but it seems to be. Um, and this winter was really rainy and wet, so I do have a feeling that, you know, they will be good in terms of not having to deal with drought-like conditions. And right here I'm just showing you guys the bottom. As you can see, the branches towards the bottom are really thick, especially the one all the way to the right. And I believe that is it. Excuse me. And I hope you guys like this one. I know this is a slightly different video, but hopefully hopefully this is helpful for anyone growing goji berries.